Did you know that in 2007, the ancient Maya city of Chichen Itza was named as one of the new 7 wonders of the world? This was in large part due to the majestic and somewhat mysterious qualities of the Temple of Kukulkan, which lies at the heart of this ancient city. The impressive design and symbolism of the Temple of Kukulkan illustrate the advanced knowledge and skill of the ancient Maya and have propelled its current popularity. In March of 2012, my husband Ted and I visited Chichen Itza. I'd heard of the Temple of Kukulkan, but I didn't know much about the equinox display. I really had no idea what to expect, but it turned out to be an amazing experience. The equinox display is clearly the temple's most climactic event, but why do 50,000 people come to see it? What about it has captured the attention of the world? In my presentation, I will reveal some intriguing details of this amazing event. There are 3 primary features of the Temple of Kukulkan which have propelled its current popularity. First, this stunning pyramid is undoubtedly the most iconic and recognizable structure at Chichen Itza. Second, it was designed using advanced engineering and astronomy. Third, it contains many symbolic elements. Its most notable symbolic feature is revealed during the spring equinox display. Recently, the Temple of Kukulkan has become such a popular attraction that over 1 million people visit the site each year. As you can see, this Maya temple is far from ordinary. The highlight of my visit to Chichen Itza was without a doubt the spring equinox display, but since I want you to grasp its full significance, I feel I should give you a little background first. My husband and I decided to visit the site, and we went there on a bus tour. We were walking around with our tour guide when suddenly he took us past a grove of trees. I looked up, and there it was, the Temple of Kukulkan. It was such a spectacular sight, it actually caught me by surprise. The Temple of Kukulkan is undoubtedly the most iconic and recognizable structure at Chichen Itza. According to the UNC Institute for the Study of the Americas, the temple is a 4-sided step pyramid with 9 steps, each one smaller than the one below it. It's just over 100 feet tall, and each base is 180 feet across. On each of the 4 sides, there's a staircase leading from the ground to the very top of the pyramid. On the northern staircase, there are 2 massive stone serpent heads on either side of its base. Interestingly, this pyramid was built over a smaller but identical inner pyramid. Archaeologist Susan Milbrath mentioned that in the upper chamber, archaeologists found a throne in the shape of a jaguar. It was painted red and studded with jade stones. There was also a turquoise plate on its back, as well as some shells laid out in the shape of 4 snakes. Unfortunately, the turquoise plate was stolen sometime in the 1960s. Back in 1977, my husband visited the site. Their tour guide told them that the jaguar on display was actually a fake and that the real one was probably in someone's private collection. Although many valuable artifacts have been stolen, archaeologists have still been able to learn a lot about the ancient Maya. For example, although the Maya used only stone tools, they excelled in both astronomy and engineering. In fact, they were able to align the Temple of Kukulkan with precise astronomical points. Clearly, the Temple of Kukulkan was designed using advanced astronomy and engineering. Archaeologists Shell and Friedel say, "This structure is an eloquent testimony to the engineering elegance and revolutionary vision of the ancient Maya." The Maya were able to determine precise astronomical points, but how were they able to do this? Bob Downing says they created a round observatory which had small loopholes that faced key astronomical events. Archaeologist Adriana Herrera says they knew about the North Star, which they called Chak-ek, meaning Great Star. The UNC mentions that they were intrigued with and carefully studied the planet Venus. They knew exactly where the solstice points and equinox points were located, and they were able to predict solar eclipses with amazing accuracy. The temple was also constructed to serve as a calendar. According to archaeologists Aveni, Milbrath, and Lope, each of the temple's 4 staircases has 91 steps. When combined, they equal 364 steps. They all share a top platform which serves as the final step, which then equals 365 steps, which is equal to the number of days in the solar calendar. Now that we've learned about the design features of the Temple of Kukulkan, we can turn our attention to its symbolism. The Temple of Kukulkan contains many symbolic elements. The famous equinox display symbolizes the deity Kukulkan descending from the heavens to the earth. But who was Kukulkan? According to E.C. Krupp, he was represented by a feathered serpent which resembled the diamondback rattlesnake of the Yucatan. He was the creator god and was also connected with the renewal of life. Herrera says he was an historical figure who established and taught the Maya about a new form of government. He promised to return from the east with the morning star, which is the planet Venus, dressed in black, possessing full power, and bearing a cross. So by now you must be wondering, just what is the equinox display? Well, my husband Ted and I decided to visit Chichen Itza to find out for ourselves. Since the display is still visible for several days before and after the equinox, we decided to go the day after so that we could avoid the chaos of the massive crowds. Even so, it was still quite crowded. As we stood in the open plaza surrounding the temple, a crowd began to gather. Just before sunset, we watched as the sun shone across the corner of the pyramid. A triangular shadow began to fall across the sunlit wall of the northern staircase. These triangles resembled the pattern of a diamondback rattlesnake. As this shadowy shape met up with the stone serpent heads at the base of the staircase, they created the illusion of a massive serpent descending from the heavens down to the earth. As I watched, I tried to imagine what it would have been like for the ancient Maya to have witnessed such a spectacle. I felt it was fascinating. What makes this display possible? The orientation of the pyramid with the solstice points and the step design of the pyramid allow the temple to catch the sun's rays which create the triangular shadows. The UNC says the equinox display symbolizes day and night. This is because of the light and shadow effect. In fact, the equinox itself symbolizes day and night because at this time of year, day and night are equal in length. They also say the return of Kukulkan symbolizes the joining of the heaven and the earth with the underworld. This happens when the shadow descends from the heavens to the earth and then seems to disappear down into the underworld as the sun sets. After learning about this impressive temple and the fascinating equinox display, it's easy to see why so many people have become interested in visiting the site. The Temple of Kukulkan has recently become a very popular tourist attraction. My husband visited the site long before it became well known. He says there was hardly anyone there besides his family, and they could park right up next to the temple. They could even climb on the temple steps. Today, over 1 million people visit the site each year, and as many as 50,000 attend the equinox celebration. The UNC mentions that many feel that crowds and commercialism are ruining the event. Hundreds of small vendors line the stone pathways leading to the temple. They shout, $1! They sell items such as blankets, clothing, jewelry, and clay masks. They also sell small kazoos which make a sound that resembles the call of a jaguar. They regularly blow these kazoos to get the attention of visitors. Unfortunately, today, no one is allowed to climb the temple steps. While today's equinox experience may have a few drawbacks, it still provides visitors with a captivating experience. I am sure you can see why it has become such a popular attraction. Clearly, its impressive design and intriguing symbolism, which illustrate the advanced knowledge and skill of the ancient Maya, have propelled its current popularity. I was personally captivated by its sophisticated design and imposing presence. I was especially fascinated by the light and shadow depiction of Kukulkan as he returned to the earth. Learning about these intricate designs helped me to gain a better understanding of just how knowledgeable and remarkably capable these ancient Maya really were. I was thrilled to be able to witness this spectacular event just as the ancient Maya did over 1,000 years ago. I am sure I will not soon forget the majesty or the mystery of the Temple of Kukulkan.